This question is from June 2004, paper 1, question number 4. And question 4 from the book. Find the coefficient of x cube in the expansion of 1 plus 2x to the power 6. Now, if you note, we have 1 plus 2x to the power 6. And what is required? X cube. Now, if I open the entire binomial expansion, so that means I will have to open 7 different terms to get x cube. But there is a method of doing it through the powers. You know that x, you need coefficient of x cube. You know that x is in B. Your first value is A. Your second value is B. Considering this, your formula is NC0 A n minus 0 B to the power 0. NC1 A n minus 1 B to the power 1. So if you see, I need to have coefficient of what? X cube. I will be only looking forward for the powers of x. To find out which term I will be using, I will only be looking forward for what? X only. Can I say my x comes under the B substitution? If it comes under B substitution, I can easily say that my first term value should be x to the power 0 because there is no other x other than x in part B. My second will be x to the power 1. So if that means your first is 0, your second is 1, what is the difference? 1. That means then you will have x2, x3, and you will move forward. Can I say this is your term 1? This becomes term 2. This becomes term 3. This becomes term 4. Whenever you have term, you will always take power less than the term. 1 less than the term that will be used for the power. Your normal main power is what? 6. Your term was 4. That means you are going to take what? 3. So that should be 6C3, 1, 6 minus 3, 2x to the power 3. 6C3 is, use the calculator to find the value of 6C3, 20. Multiply by 1, multiply by 8x cube, which means the answer for this is 60x cube. Coefficient of x cube is equal to what? 160. Now, considering that your first part answer of x cube is 160. In the next part, it says 1 minus 3x and 1 plus 2x to the power 6. And the question says find the coefficient of x cube in the expansion of this. You need to understand that 1 plus 2x to the power 6 is basically bracket with more powers, which means this should be binomially expanded. It should be expanded. This thing, what does this mean? Whenever you have a bracket a plus b, and let's say we have x square y z. So what do? You multiply a with x square, you multiply a with y, you multiply a with z. Then again you multiply b with the x square, b with y, and b with z. So this means your 1 should be multiplied with each term, whereas minus 3x should also be multiplied with each term. What coefficient do you need? X cube. If you need x cube, that means with what coefficient your 1 should multiply, you get x cube. You will be multiplying 1 with x cube only. So that means when multiplied 1 with x cube, you should be getting x cube in the end. What term or what value you will be multiplying your minus 3x with? Your minus 3x should be multiplied with the term with x square. Your minus 3x should be multiplied with term with what? X square. And where did you get x square? Your x square will come under what? Your term 3. You already found out term 4. But you need x square as well. So that you multiply with minus 3x and you get what? X cube. Now, for that you need to find out what? You need to find out term 3 with the power 2. So for this, 1 plus 2x, we need what? 6c2, 1, 6 minus 2, 2x to the power 2. 6c2 is, calculate, 15. Multiply by 1 because anything to the power 1 is 1. This should be what? 4x square. So that means this should be 60x square. Now, when I open the term which we had 1 minus 3x and we had 1 plus 2x to the power 6, I don't need to open the entire 1 minus 2x to the power 6 to have my terms. So I opened two terms with 60x square and we opened it with what? Plus 160 x cube only. Because when you need to understand this, when you have this 1 multiplied with what? Multiplied with 160 x cube, you will get x cube only. And this 3x multiplied with x, you will get, that means you don't need to multiply 1 with 60x square. Because 1 with 60x square will become 60x square, which is not needed. You need what? 1 with what? 160x cube. You need minus 3x with what? X square. But will you multiply minus 3x with x cube? No, because you will get coefficient of what? X to the power 4, which is not needed. So what you're going to do is, you directly multiplied 1 multiplied by 160x cube will become 160x cube, because 1 multiplied by 60x square is 60x square, which is not needed. Minus 3x will be minus 80x cube. Minus 3x multiplied by 60x square will be minus 180x cube. Whereas minus 3x multiplied by 160x cube, which is not needed because you don't need x to the power 4. So the answer for this should be minus 20x cube. So coefficient of x cube for part B is minus 20. Now this is question which was tested in June 2004, paper 1, question number 4.